Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's Monday night, 11 p.m. Central Time, and it's showtime. I'm trying to get myself together here, but I'm here. Mhm. But no, no. Anyways, I'm trying to get myself together here. Um, Thanks to all who are coming in for the replay. Um, I appreciate you being here. Please leave a comment, and I will definitely get back with you at some point. Um, I have to say I have not been on here very much this week, so I have not replied to comments, but I will. I definitely will get up here and reply to comments. How's your week been? How's your day been? Hey, how are you? I am good. I'm tired, but I am good, and I'm glad to be here. Um, how are you? What's going on with you? I was gonna call you today, see what was going on. Life is going. Um, it's the holiday week, and people are doing holiday things. I'm not. I went to the store, and every time I saw something that I normally would cook for the holidays, I went, not doing it. Not doing it. Kept saying to myself, not doing it. I know the people in the store thought I was losing my mind. I would see something and go, ooh, buy one, get one. Not doing it. Oh. Hey, Mike, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I am working on this blanket right here, and it's going well. I really need to get it finished because I don't know when the babies do, but I just need to get it finished so I can get it washed and in the mail. Um, what's the weather like where you are? Today was warm after having had a couple of cool days, and I'm confused. I only cook special for Christmas, and that's homemade Chinese feast. Ooh, that sounds so good. I've been fiending for Chinese too, Mike. I don't know why I want Chinese so bad. I actually went to the store and got Chinese. It was not that great. Um, but, you know, I just wanted it. I got it. I knew it wasn't going to be that great, but it was all right. Um, but yeah. But yeah, it's been warm. It was warm today. Um, and I should have gotten out and done some work in the yard, but I didn't because I'm lazy. Yeah. Last winter was fried chicken. Okay. So we're having roast, standing rib roast, um, for Thanksgiving dinner, and greens and I don't know, mac and cheese, I think, or mashed potatoes, or both. I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah. I know the people in the grocery store thought I had lost my mind, because I would walk up and I would say, "Ooh, I should make some." Nope, not doing it. I was like, I came here to get yogurt. Went on back and got my yogurt. I saw pie crust on sale. I was like, "Oh, I should get a couple." Nope, not doing it. I came here to get yogurt. I said, well, at least I should get a little bit of milk so I can make the mac and cheese. And I did. I got the milk so I can make mac and cheese. And then I was like, oh, I want a cabbage. I went and got the cabbage, and I was over there, and they had sweet potatoes for 49 cents a pound. Now, mind you, I got sweet potatoes out in the garden that I could dig up. And I was like, oh, I should get a couple of sweet potatoes, and I can mix it with that squash, and I can make a couple of pies. Da, 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 da. Nope, not doing it. I got my cabbage, and I the whole time I kept telling myself, nope, not doing it. Nope, not doing it. But I told the boys, um, If they were coming home for Thanksgiving and they wanted something special, they needed to let me know before the weekend because I'm not going to the store after Friday. I wasn't going to the store, but I ended up needing to go to the store because I forgot to get yogurt. I said, I'm not going to the store, and so if I don't have it by then, we're just not going to have it unless y'all stop and get it and bring it on your way home. Because I'm not going out there because everybody and his grandmama's going to be out in that grocery store trying to get food for a Thanksgiving dinner. And since the prices have gotten so much better now, I said I wasn't going to do it. Nope, not going to do it. So my job gives us food for working Thanksgiving Day. It's a cafeteria type though, so yeah, that part. Um, yeah, Publix did have some good sales. I'm not gonna lie. Um, buy one get one type sales they did have, but some of the things that you need to make a good Thanksgiving dinner were not on sale, and the prices were not that great. I mean, yeah, that part. Um, I forgot what I was saying, but anyways, I made mac and cheese as a treat that day to add to the dried turkey meat I'll get. Yeah, we're not doing turkey. Although I have to say, normally if we do a turkey, we smoke it. Um, my husband will smoke it on the grill, and it usually comes out pretty good. Um, or we'll get one that's already smoked um, as well. Did I miss anybody coming in? No. Okay. I see some people in the bushes. Hey y'all, hanging out in the bushes. Thanks for coming in. I'm crocheting tonight, working on this blanket. It's a star-shaped blanket, 7-point star. It's pretty. Um, the yarn is called it's Red Heart Super Saver. It's called Mexicana, and the white is a Caron 1 pound. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that both of those yarns were given to me. I don't think I bought either of those. I'm almost certain I didn't buy the Red Heart because I rarely will buy Red Heart. Although I would buy this one because I love the color. The colorway Mexicana is so pretty. Um, it's just mixed up primary colors mostly. I mean, maybe it's rainbow colors. I don't know what colors this is. It's got purple, blue, green, yellow. Doesn't really have orange, red. Yeah, those colors. So, hey Wanda, how are you? Well, that's freaky. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Cereal for me. Girl, you need to let that cereal go. But I should not speak on that. So for supper tonight, I had Great Northern beans. For some reason the other day I wanted Great Northern beans, and so I put on a pot of beans. I had the beans here already because I always have beans up in the cabinet. So I put on a pot of Great Northern beans. And about the time they were about, I don't know, halfway, 3/4 of the way cooked, I said, well, I wonder what it would be like if I put some potatoes in it. I've never put potatoes in Great Northern beans. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. So I cut up some potatoes and put it in there. And then right about the time when it was just about done, I was like, well, you know what would make that really good? If I put some ham in there. Well, I had some ham because I bought a ham the other day because I wanted a ham. And so I cut up some ham and put it in there. So I ended up with um, white bean, ham, and potato soup. And it was so good. And I had some left over, so that's what I had for supper tonight. And this weather's got me crazy because 2 nights ago when I went outside to get Bella, it was so cold I had to put on a jacket. So today when I go outside to get Bella, I put on the jacket. Well, I put on a jacket and now the jacket is too warm, and so now I'm taking the jacket off. I do have a shirt on, so that's not a problem, but still, That part. Hey, Bayou, sugar, 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 sugar. Thanks for coming in. Bayou, I don't know if you know, but Verdi's my sister, my blood sister. She's in the chat. Did you meet Verdi? Yeah, you met Verdi in Texas. I think y'all, yeah. Verdi we were in Texas at the crawfish boil. Bayou was there. Verdi, I don't know if you remember her or not. Yep. Yeah. That's sugar. But yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. It's warm. It's almost 60 degrees outside right now. So, well, it might be warmer than that. Yep, you did meet my sister. My sister. Y'all be claiming my sister. Weather. Montgomery, Alabama. I don't know what the weather is like here, but it's warm. That's I can tell you that. There's food in your bowl if you want to eat, go eat. But don't worry me. Why? Why, Bella? Why she gotta step on my foot? It's 63 degrees right now. 2 days ago, at the same time of day, it was 37 degrees. This is bipolar weather. Mm. Why you gotta step on my feet? You step on my feet, I'm gonna step on your feet. Don't look at me like that. What? She's staring me down. What? You're so silly. Okay. She's still stepping on my feet. She keeps doing that. And the funny thing is, she will step over other things, but she will not step over my feet. And while she is sitting here with her head in my lap at this very moment, I don't know. You're okay. There's nothing wrong, sweetie. You're fine. Why don't you get up here and sit down? Come on, get up here and sit down. Good girl. Get up. All right. I don't know what's wrong with her. Oh my gosh. Yesterday it was 39 squirrels were using me for heat. 39. Oh, no, yesterday was 39. Okay. I was like 39 squirrels. No, 39 degrees. Okay, got you, Mike. Got you. I'm like, excuse you? Exactly, excuse you. Why you gotta step on my feet? You will step over any other thing on the floor. But when it's my foot, you will step directly on my foot. It's like I don't understand that. Anyways, excuse you. It's supposed to be rainy tomorrow, so um I'm not mad about that either because I haven't watered since I've been home. And we did get rain one day, but we haven't gotten much rain and I still got stuff out there growing. I still got trees out there that I need to be watering. So I definitely need to, yeah, some more rain will be good. That's called love. Yeah, that's not what that is called. There's other words for that. Love is not it. Typically 8 or 9 squirrels at once. Okay. The most I've had was 12. That's a lot of squirrels. I got a package in the mail today and I looked out on my doorbell. My doorbell has a camera on. I looked out on the doorbell and there was a squirrel sitting in the yard kind of looking at the door. And I was like, that's not for you. And it's a package from my Renaissance grandma. I had ordered from my Renaissance grandma because I wanted to make sure I had enough seasoning on hand for the holidays should I decide to cook something. which I'm fine, probably not gonna cook. But anyway, I went ahead and made an order because I was running low on my favorite one, which is the smoky greens. And if y'all haven't tried it, you need to try it. But the package came today. And when the package came, I saw the package out there and I was like, yeah, that must be that package. And I saw the squirrel look, and I was like, And so I went and I got the package. And then when I picked up the package, I went, the package always smells so good. I didn't open. I said I was gonna wait to open it on camera, but I know I'm like, oh, she stuck some soap in there too, because I could smell. I was like, it smells so good. I was like, oh yeah, you not having my package. Don't even think about looking at my package like you gonna mess with it. The inspector squirrel, like, is that for us? Is that for her? Like you ain't ordered nothing at this house. And I'm not sharing it with you either. But yeah, I was so glad when that package came. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to pull out the camera and record it, but I'm not. I have been so slack lately. Okay, Mike, I've been so slack lately with making content. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I do know what's wrong with me. I just don't feel like it sometimes. And I'm like, but when I saw that package, I was like, oh, I should have put the camera on when I went out there to get it because y'all should see me like smelling the package. Like, girl, what's wrong with you? Smell the package. You go get sick. You don't even know what kind of germs are on that package. You inhaling them. I couldn't help it. Uh, there are some packages that are like that. That you know what it is. You know it's gonna smell good. You can't wait to open it up. And then there are other packages that you're like, ugh, I'm not taking this in my house. It's going straight to the back of the truck. I was like, I'm not even gonna put it in the garage. It's going in the back of the truck. It's going in the shed. It is not coming anywhere near because, yeah, it's foul. Hey, thank you, Queen's Craft. I should pull the camera down a little bit so y'all can see. It's so pretty. It is so pretty. And I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving it. I'm I actually looked online to see if I could get more of it because I can think of several other things that would be really pretty with this with these colors. Um, but it's called Mexicana. It's Red Heart Super Saver. Um, And the thing I like about Red Heart Super Saver, I mean, I'm not a big fan of that yarn. It's not my favorite to work with because it can be rough on the hands. But one of the things I do like about it is it is durable, and so things that you make of it will last and will hold up to washing. So you don't have to baby it. You don't have to pamper it. But I do love this color combination. And I probably would not have put as much white in with this, except I only have two skeins of this. And so I needed something else to make up at least half of the bulk of the blanket because I just didn't have enough of the main color to do that. But I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it. How are you tonight, Bridget? Just talking about this crazy weather, how it was 37 degrees, I think, 2 days ago at 11 o'clock at night, and it's 63 degrees um, today at 11 o'clock at night. It's crazy weather. I'm doing pretty good. Getting over some sinus and upper respiratory issues. I finally did go to the doctor on Friday because it just wasn't getting any better. Actually, it was getting better, but getting better slowly. and I was struggling. So I finally went to the doctor, and um, they confirmed what I thought. It's just, something that's going around right now. They've seen a lot of people with it. Um, and anyways, I had that color before. Yeah, Red Heart isn't my favorite of all the yarns, but it does make a beautiful object and doing wonderful. About to start something new. Oh, just finished the spin. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it one of the things that I don't like about it is, and I have right now, I have a little ridge on my finger. I know y'all probably can't see it. I don't think I can get the angle. There you go. If I get the angle just right, you might be able to see it. There's a ridge along my finger right there from the yarn. And the more I use that, the more I'll get it, because this yarn it's just rough on your hands, and so but there's that. But it is, like I said, it's a very durable yarn. It holds up over time. Um, and when you wash it, it softens up nicely. So, but yeah, it's still not my favorite. Not that I have a favorite right now. I've had a favorite in the past, but yeah. I also like to use it when I want to try out a pattern. Sometimes I want to try out a pattern um, that I want to use a nicer yarn to make, but I'm not familiar with the pattern itself. And so I want to try it out to see how the pattern works up. And a Red Heart is a good yarn to use for that, because you can frog it easily. If you don't like it, you can frog it easily. If the pattern has issues with it, you can figure it out, and it doesn't drive you crazy trying to, figure out what's going on. So yeah, hey Big Rooster, how you doing? It's good to see you. Y'all do not know how close I came to putting up a message that there will be no live tonight. Um, I'm just running on fumes. I'm really running on fumes, and just got to get myself back together. But yeah, I was like, I am too tired. I don't want to do this. And I said, you ain't got no excuse in the book. Get you just do it. Just do it. But I am tired, and I admit that I am tired. I'm doing okay. Like I said, I am recovering from upper respiratory infection. And so my energy level is not the best. I've been sleeping a lot, and letting my body heal. And the funny thing is, this time of year, when it starts to cool down a little bit, I want soup. So I've been stirring up soup or chili and things like that. And when it on those couple of cool days, and then today it was warm. It's like, we're gonna eat soup again today. I don't care if it's warm. But when I'm not feeling well and the weather is not the best, I want soup. What is your favorite cold day soup to make? I think potato soup is probably one of my favorites to make. I um I have a dupe for the Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana, and which is basically a potato soup with Italian sausage and kale. And I have a really good dupe for that. Haven't made it this year, but I probably will. Um, Chili is my go-to cold day soup stew. I make a black bean chili. Some ladies. How come the ladies don't join you no more if no one in my business? I'm sorry. I was just wondering because you did your thing together for a minute. Um, yeah, there's lots of reasons. None of them really matter. It was just time to move on, do something different. Um, I have not been sending out invitations um, for the live anymore. I just have not been sending out invitations to anyone. Um, there are still some people who are sending out invitations and people joining them on the screen, but I just stopped doing that. And then the whole StreamYard thing changed. So there was the opportunity to go on StreamYard, invite people up, and everybody get some watch hours and things from it. And where you could stream it out to your own channel. But then they changed that. They changed the price point on that, and so it's for most people, it's just not worth it anymore. And so, and I don't have the paid version of StreamYard. I have the free version of StreamYard, and I probably will never have the paid version because, um, I mean, this is a hobby for me. It's not a job for me. It's not paying. If it was paying for it, yeah, I might would think about it, but it's not. So there's that. But really, the main reason is I just don't want to have anybody up here with me right now. I was getting to a point where I didn't want to do live streams anymore at all, and I realized that um, I needed to really see if I didn't want to do live streams or if I just didn't want to do group live streams. And so, um, and I think it was a combination of both, which is why I'm still contemplating probably not doing live streams as often after the first of the year. So, like, maybe doing it only once a month or twice a month instead of every week or multiple times a week, and that's what happened. I ended up being on live stream like 3 to 4 times a week, and it was just too much. It was just too much, and it's like, oh, okay, um, can we let's go back down to once a week and see if that how that works for me, and if that doesn't work for me, then we'll try something even less than that. Yeah, that's what stopped Mel and I from co-streaming. Way too expensive. Yeah, it does. It gets expensive, and it's not really worth it um, for that. And the other thing is, it takes a lot out of you. I mean, people don't realize it, but it takes a lot out of you to sit in front of a camera for a couple 3 hours and carry on a conversation. Yeah, several times a week. It can be draining. So, anyways, it is what it is. But I'm still here, Monday nights. I'm still doing it. And I will, at least for the next few weeks until the end of the year, continue to do it. And then, I'll reevaluate and see where I want to go from here. And I've been doing some other things too, guys. So it's not like this is not the only platform I'm on. I'm on other platforms as well, and doing some other things and looking at some other things. But if you also have noticed, my content on my page has gotten a little bit light. I was doing better about keeping my content up. I like to do um, one long video a week and pretty much a short every day. And I haven't been doing shorts hardly at all. And I'm doing good to do one long form every 2 weeks. So, yeah, everything has gone down, down, down. And I just got to get myself together and figure out what I want to do because I think it's just a matter of burnout. It's like I just got tired. Um, and, if I'm getting bored with it, then maybe people are getting bored watching it. I don't know. So, yeah. Ugh. Water. Don't forget the water. Yeah. What are y'all drinking tonight? What's in your cup? I'm drinking water. Just plain old spring. I think it's spring water. I don't know what it is. I think it's spring water. Um, or filtered water, one or the other. That's what I usually have in the house. I usually have a gallon of spring water and a gallon of just filtered water in the fridge at all times. And I just keep refilling my cup. Oolong tea. Yeah. Yeah. I've been drinking a lot of tea lately. A little bit of green tea, not much black tea, although I did have black tea today. Um, this morning I had some black tea. Mostly herbal tea. Lots of ginger, lemongrass, lemon, honey, some lavender, mint, a little bit of red tea. But most days, I've had tea almost every single day. I have tea, at least one, maybe 2 cups of tea every day. Um, I usually start my morning out with a cup of tea. And then I'll have lemon ginger or lemongrass and ginger tea later in the day for the immunity boost. And then we go to water after that. Hey, Darcia, how are you? What's on your hook? What's in your cup? Oh, I'm working on another blanket too. Actually, I'm not working on it. That's what I'm gonna do next, but I started it already. Um, and the reason I started it, oh, hang on, I can almost reach it. Yeah, the reason I started is because I didn't have the second color of the yarn for the one for the other one, but this one is a granny stitch star, granny stitch 7 point star blanket in gray, and it has some little flecks in it. I don't know if you can see them. If I can get brown flecks. There they are. Just kind of cute. It's real soft. It's a soft. It's a Karen Simply Soft, I think. It's really soft. I like that one. Um, but that's the one I'm gonna do after I finish this one. I started on it because I didn't have the white with me when I started this, and when I got to that point, I knew I was ready to start the second color, so I just went ahead and started on that one. Um, but that one's a granny stitch. This one is just a double crochet um, pattern. It's just double crochets. It's not a granny stitch. This is a yarn inspirations pattern. That one is not a pattern. It's one I'm making it up as I go along. Um, thank you. And I did the 6 day star blanket. I don't have anything good to say about that pattern, so I'm gonna move on. If you guys, any of you guys have done it and have good things to say about it, good. God bless you. I did finish it. I think I showed it at some point. If I didn't show it, let me know. I will show it. I made it baby blanket size, and I was glad to be done with it. And then I decided that I couldn't give it away. I couldn't give that to anybody for no blanket because it's got too much negative energy in it. That pattern, yeah, now I have nothing good to say about it. I don't know who it's by. I don't know what her name is. None of that stuff. Google it if you want to know, but I would advise you not to. I shouldn't say that. That's pretty bad. There's nothing wrong with that pattern. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with the pattern. Um, I would say though, follow your instinct and don't follow the pattern, and you'll be just fine. Because that's what I did, and I finished it. I tried to follow the pattern, and I was going crazy, and I decided that yeah, we're gonna put this pattern away Oh, anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I'm working on a blanket. What kind of blanket are you doing, Darcia? I've made a lot of blankets in my day. I have to say, I have made a lot of blankets. My go-to baby blanket is a little V-stitch. That's just my favorite one to make. If all else fails, and I need a baby blanket in a week, it's gonna be a little V-stitch blanket, as it is, um, because it's easy. It always turns out nice. You can do lots of different color combinations, and you don't have to have a pattern. You can just do it. I rarely do granny square or granny stitch blankets. I will on occasion, but it's just rare. I think it's because when I first started crocheting, I made a lot of granny stitch blankets, throws, um, all kinds of things. I made a lot of granny stitch things. Um, Big grannies, small grannies, little grannies sewn together. I made a lot of them, and that was kind of my gateway into crocheting. And I kind of left it behind. Maybe I shouldn't use that word. I don't know. Y'all got me thinking about the words, the words that are coming out my mouth. So I have no clue. I just remember the stitch. Yeah, those are the best. You know when there's a stitch that you remember that you like, um, and you can just make it. Those are the best. Um, that's how the little V stitch is for me. It's one of those that if I'm in the car and I have the yarn with me, I can pretty much crank one of those out in short order. I figure it out. I'm changing colors and starting another row here and trying not to make a mess. Cut this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one. I'm gonna cut it because, well, maybe I won't. Sometimes I cut it, sometimes I don't. I was gonna cut it because there's only this much left. But maybe I won't cut it. I don't know. What am I doing? I don't know. See, y'all got me thinking about this. Once I start thinking about it, it gets too difficult. I love to make granny squares. They are, I can't see my eyes relaxing to make. Yeah, they are. Um, Now, what I haven't done is made the granny rectangle blanket, which I want to. I just don't know how to decide. How do you decide how long to start the foundation row? You know, y'all know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Come on now. So yeah, I haven't made that granny rectangle. I love to make granny squares. Yeah. When I'm in between projects, one of the things I'll usually do is washcloths. In fact, I always keep some just cotton yarn on hand for that. And I like what I like to do is I have a book of stitches, And so I like to go in the book and find a new stitch that I haven't used before, or, combo stitch or whatever that I haven't used before, and then make a washcloth using that stitch, um, to learn new stitches and, to have a small project to work on between things. And sometimes I'll just um, use what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Um, like I'll try, I don't know what I'm saying. I just like to use it to learn different stitches that I haven't used before. And sometimes I'll use that to decide what stitch I'm going to use in the next project I'm going to do. And sometimes I just use it because it's a small project and you can always use a washcloth, you know. You can always use one. So when you start it grows fast. Yeah, it does. It does. So I want to make a couple of cardigans when I get these blankets out of the way. Um, and I'm not sure what stitch patterns I want to use when I make them. So I'll definitely be, consulting the book to see what's what. The last ones I made, I like the stitch that I used. I forgot what stitch it was though. It's kind of like a window pane or something like that. What was it? Yeah, like a double or half double. I don't know, like a herringbone and a window pane combo. I think it was. I don't remember for sure. And then I used another stitch pattern to make another one. I think it was a treble half double combo something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm always looking to see if there's something in the books. But yeah, I picked up one of those books. Yeah, I ordered one online and then I picked up one at a couple over at Ollie's. Ollie's sometimes has some good book deals. You have to look though, because sometimes they don't have them at all. And then you go there the next time and they'll have three or four. It's like, whoa, you're trying to break me all at once. And then sometimes somebody will mention a book too. Um, you're like, oh, let me see if I can find that. When you find it, it's like, it's a treasure. Um, I just like having a hard copy of, as a reference, different books. Sometimes I'll look at some, sometimes I'll forget. Like the stitch that I use to seam things together is called a mattress stitch. It's a sewing stitch, it's called a mattress stitch. And sometimes I forget. It's like the I know it's a back and forth stitch, but what really makes it that, and if you don't get it right, it doesn't look right, it doesn't seam together right, it doesn't lay the way you want to. And so just having it there so I can look it up and say, oh yeah, that's right, it goes that way, not that way. It's like the Kitchener stitch from in knitting. I could not tell you how to do that stitch to save my life. But when you do it and you do it right, it is seamless. You cannot tell that it was sewn together. It looks like it was completely you're like, How did you put that together?" Yeah, you can't tell where the knitting stops and the sewing begins. Um and I haven't done it. I haven't done the Kitchener stitch in several years because I only would use it when I was making socks top down. And now I mostly make socks toe up, so you don't need it. Um, oh, the C to C. I have never done, I don't think, well, maybe I did. I think I did do a C to C washcloth, but I made a blanket. Hey, GT Junior. I made a C to C blanket, but it wasn't the true C to C stitch. It was the what stitch was it? It was a fillet, a fillet crochet stitch. I found the pattern online and it made a beautiful blanket. I think I donated that blanket. I think I donated it for somebody's giveaway or something. Um, yeah, I did. Um, and but it wasn't the true C to C stitch, that because that one is you it's I can't do it without a pattern. I have to have a pattern for that one. There's another stitch though. Now the C to C knit stitch, I've used that to make washcloths and I don't need a pattern for that one. It's pretty simple and it comes out perfect. Yeah. There's a guy I met online, what's his name? Backlash Fisherman, and he knits and he crochets. He only does the knit stitch when he knits. And I think he only does single crochet when he crochets. And all he makes is blankets. And he does a lot of C to C blankets. He does single crochet, C to C blankets. He does knit stitch only C to C blankets. And I was like, you pick one stitch, two crafts, and one stitch for each craft, and he makes blankets, which is kind of cool when you think about it that way. And he's not slow either. That's the other thing. You would think, yeah, he only uses one stitch and he only uses like a single crochet. It's like you only use a single crochet and you make blankets out of that? Yep, he does. I think I might have done one, a single crochet, corner to corner washcloth. I may have. Oh, I've got a this weather. It's this weather. It does this to me. Um, I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I've got a ache here. What you up to, GT Junior? I'm making a blanket. It's coming out cute. Yeah, those colors are so vibrant. I wish I could. I wish there was a way you could see what I see. It's just so pretty. So pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah. It is pretty. I just love the colors, the way the colors are coming out. It's funny how sometimes you work on something and you really do love it, and other times you work on something and it's torturous, the whole process. Either way, well, I shouldn't say that. This blanket right here, this is like a lap blanket, this one. Um, and it's a simple stitch. It's the I don't know, what do they call it? I don't know what they call it. Anyways, it's a simple stitch. It's just like it's a single double single double. Single crochet followed by double crochet followed by single followed by double, and then on the back when you do it on the next row back, then you do just the opposite. I let that thing sit for like 9 years. I mean, I worked on it and then I folded it up and put it away and let it sit for a long time before I picked it up and finished it. But and I don't know why it was giving me fits. I think it just was slow going, and I just got didn't want to work on it anymore, and so I put it away. I just put it away, and then one day I decided I wanted to finish it, and I picked it back out, and I finished it like within a week. So that would go with a big wide brim beach hat. It would. It would. And I might make a hat to go with it or two. It just depends on how much yarn I have left when I get it to the size I want. Um, and I do have I've got some green, I've got some red, green. I don't know if I have any blue, but I don't have some red and green um, yarn that I could make a hat out of it. Uh, but yeah, some projects give you fits, and the only thing you can do is either sometimes you can just you just finish power through and you finish it, and other times I just pack them up, bag it up, and say, you know what, I'll come back to it another day, another time. And that one behind me, yeah, that one I had to bag that buddy up for some years, and I just didn't work on it for a long time, and I really don't know why it was. I don't know what about it. Mm, the more I think about it, the more I think that maybe I do know what it was. I don't know. But either way, I had to work through some things before I could finish it. Oh, goodness gracious. I was sitting here wondering, why is my leg suddenly bothering me? And then I realized I had I had a sore throat, a bad sore throat, and it was bad enough that I was taking Tylenol um, for it. I mean, it was really bad. I could hardly swallow. And I was taking Tylenol, and I was like, you stopped taking the Tylenol. Your hip might have been bothering you too. And the Tylenol might have been helping with the hip pain. And now that you're not taking it, that's why your hip is hurting. I was like, oh, okay. That might be it. Well, darn. That's inconvenient. Can we do something about that? That's not Tylenol, because I don't like to take Tylenol. That's why I finally went to the doctor, because I got tired of taking Tylenol. Anywho, you live through it and you get on with it. Yeah, I have a lot. I think this is the Karen 1 pounder. It's huge. Oh. Hey, Bone. How are you? Where are you? Yeah, that part. You're at home? Okay. There you go. Yeah, it's a 7.0. Star blanket. The patterns by Yarnspirations, and no, I'm not following the color changes that they have in that one because that was ugly. But the pattern itself is nice. I mean, I didn't like the color combination that they used. Um, but yeah. But I'm loving this color combination. I'm loving this. It's coming out good. Is that 1 pounder soft? It's softer than the Red Heart. Yeah, it is pretty soft actually. I'm sitting here going, hmm, yeah, it's pretty soft. It's um it's not airy. You know um how some yarn is soft and it's kind of airy, like it has air in it. This one is a tight weave, but it's a soft. It's soft, but it has a tight weave. And so it's a real four weight. And some of them are more like a light four. This one's a real solid four weight. Um, and a tight weave on that. But it is softer than the Red Heart, but the consistency of them is very similar. So it doesn't. It's like it's not two different textures. Good night. Happy holidays. Talk to you later today. Okay, Verdi. I will look forward to talking to you. I will be home all day. The boys should be rolling in sometime Wednesday. So we'll probably call you on the holiday. Just to say hey. Eat some real food, not just cereal, okay? Where did I get it? The one Karen 1 pounder? Honestly, I don't remember if I bought it, which I may have. Um, I may have bought it or it may have been gifted to me. If I bought it, it came from Joann's. They had a sale on all of their the 1 pounders, the jumbos, all of those were on sale a few weeks ago. I think they're regularly like 11.99. I think they were on sale for 8.99 or something like that. Similar to those. Those were the that's the close prices. I don't know exactly what the price was, but probably from Joe. If I bought it, if it was from Joanne, but I promise you, I don't remember if I bought it or if it was gifted to me because I had a lot of yarns that were gifted to me, and so or given to me or whatever the word is. Um, but I may have bought the Karen 1 pounder. I don't remember for sure. But I do remember they were on sale because at the same time I bought some Caron jumbo ombres for the cardigan that I made. The stop Bella. Get up here and sit down. For the cardigans I made. How are you doing tonight, Gulf Coast, Granny? And the 1 pounder is not to me, it's not as soft as the jumbos, the Karen jumbos. And it's definitely not as soft as the Karen's Simply Soft. But it is soft. I'm still saying that, yeah. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I am recovering from, upper respiratory, um, thingy, infection thingy, but um, I'm really doing well. I've not really been sick. I had a little bit of a sore throat, got a little bit of a cough now. Um, been on my inhaler, but yeah, girl, if you don't go, you're behind the bed and eat some real food. Oh Lord, I do not want to make that drive, but if I have to, I might have to call in my undercover agents. Do I need to call in reinforcements? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine, Gulf Coast Granny. It's just, it's this time of year. Um, Fall allergy season, um, change in weather, being around people. Um, Most people would have just called it the cruise crud, which it may have been the cruise crud, being around people. Normally, I'm in my house. I'm not around people at all. Being around people on the cruise, that part. Um, there was kids on the cruise, being around kids. I'm not gonna blame it on the kids because I really wasn't that close to any of the kids, for real, for real. For real. But I'm fine. I'm fine. I finally, forced myself to go to the doctor, who confirmed that I'm fine and I'll be fine. hmm I think Bella is tired. She got up from where she was sitting, walked around, came up and looked at me in the face and started whining. And I'm like, girl, you need to get your life. It's a blanket, yeah. It's a 7-point star blanket. The pattern is by Your Inspiration. It's a free pattern. If you Google it, you can find it. I'm not using their colors though. The color is this is a red heart super saver, and the color is in Mexicana. This one, and then the white one is a Karen 1 pounder. The color I don't think is really white actually. I think it's hold on. What is it? So no, it's white. It's in white. To me, it looks a little creamish. See, doesn't it look a little creamish? But they said white, blanco, blanc. So white it is. It's coming out nice. I like it. I didn't know if I would like it or not. But I do. I do. And I love the way these colors are coming out. Absolutely love the colors. So there's that. I think I don't remember however many, the first so many rows of it, I think it's the first 10 rows of it. Hey girl Hudson, how are you? But yeah, the first 10 rows of it are a little bit, or where the pattern changes up a little bit. But then after that, it's the same. After that, it's the last, every row after that is pretty much the same. The only thing changes is the count. You would just increase the count um, after that. And so it's real easy. After you get those first 10 rows done, it's real easy to just, keep going. Thank you. Going with Hudson. It's a 7-point star blanket. And I'm loving it, honestly. It's gonna be a baby blanket. At least that's the size I'm stopping at. It's a baby blanket size. I'd love to make a bigger one though. A really really big one. Um, and I may eventually, and but I needed to make a baby blanket, and I was working on a star blanket. Did I show you guys the other star blanket? I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to say anything ugly. Maybe I'll make a video. I think I'll make a video. It's pretty. It came out. I showed it to y'all because I was trying to decide what colors I was gonna use on it, and I did all that. Yeah, whatever. Kids are germ carriers that can make you feel like you're my my kid's pediatrician. She would always say every germ known to mankind is some yet to be discovered or found in the daycare center. So yeah, that part. Every germ known to mankind and some yet to be discovered. Yeah, that part. Kids. And it's funny, the doctors always say that. I think they're giving kids a bad rap, but they say, yeah, the kids get it, and then they bring it home to mom and dad, who pass it on to grandma and granddad. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I ain't really been around no kids like that. I haven't really been around kids like that, so I don't think we can blame it on the kids. For real, for real. But it's the kids that do most of the socializing these days. The kids go to school, they socialize with other kids. Um, and so all of the homes of all of the kids get exposed to all of the things. And then all of the doctors in that general vicinity get exposed to that same things. So they see the growth pattern by the school system. They can literally tell you which elementary schools have more or less, um, outbreaks and things like that. I'm praying I'll be a new granny for New Year. Mom has been struggling with her blood pressure throughout the pregnancy, so I'm hoping. Oh, okay. Congratulations. New granny. Is it a boy or girl? Do you know? Are they saying? Oh, I believe that, pediatrician. As many kids as I've put through public school, I should be immune to anything, but let me get around my grands for 5 minutes and I'm saying, yeah, these things do run through the schools. I mean, I've had, my sons were the same thing. They would pick up stuff, and I had one who had asthma and was susceptible to everything, and I had one who didn't get anything. Um, but he was a carrier. He was the kid who never got sick, but everybody else in the household would get sick because he just had a really strong constitution and he didn't get sick. But he would bring stuff here, and then his brother would get it, and then I would get it, and everybody else in the house would get it but him. So that part. Which, speaking of which, I need to call both of them and tell them if they're sick, don't come home. They're like, you don't really mean that. I'm like, yeah, I really do. Don't come home. It's a boy? Oh, okay, cool. Cool beans. Boys are fun. I mean, kids are fun anyway, but boys are fun. For me, boys were fun because I'm such a tomboy anyway, and they like the things that I liked. So, yeah, we had fun playing outside in the dirt and things like that. um, I guess really things balanced out because I also had two goddaughters who lived here in town and were um, pretty much the same age as my youngest, and so the three of them played a lot. My oldest was 2.5 years older than him, and so he, had older friends. Not older, but 2 years is 2 years can be a lot or not a lot when it comes to kids. In between, they're close enough in age that they can be friends, but they're far enough apart that they have their own friend groups, and so there's that. So, but my goddaughters were tomboys too, so we did a lot of outside playing. Are you cooking for the holidays? Oh, you missed the first part of the conversation where I was saying how had to go to the grocery store today to get some yogurt. Um, and I kept walking by things that were on sale or things that were holiday type things and saying, "Oop, not cooking. Not making that. Not cooking. Not making that." So yes, I am cooking, but I'm not cooking big. We're gonna have standing rib roast, collard greens or cabbage, um, mac and cheese or mashed potatoes or both. I don't know, and maybe some deviled eggs, and I don't know. That's yeah. That's what we're having. We're not having a big meal. I made an apple pie for dessert. Oh man, I knew I was forgetting something. One of the boys can pick it up. Well, actually, I'll make some. Um, I forgot to get some Cool Whip, but I've got heavy cream, so I might just make some whipped cream and call it a day. But my granddaughter was 2. She had a light cold and sneezed on me. The next day, I felt like 3 locomotives and 6 convoy trucks ran over me. I was 6 for 3 weeks. Wow. Yeah, that part. And the thing about the kids is they sneeze once, they're sick for a day, and then the next day they're like, sick? What you talking about? I'm not sick. um, Now my youngest, he did. I have to say, he had asthma when he was young, and his upper respiratory type infections could get pretty bad. But he might be down for a couple of days, and then that was it. His little body would heal up real fast, and I'm the one that's like walking around with walking pneumonia, um, because he got sick. Yeah, that part. And literally, um, after staying up with him 2 nights in a row, I will be so sick, and it's like, yeah, it's like somebody needs to watch these kids because I need to sleep, and I can only sleep in that chair sitting up. So yeah. But yeah, I was just happy when I went to the doctor that he said my lungs were clear, because that's the one thing that scares me. Pneumonia scares me. Pretty much everything else, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'll be all right. Yeah, I'm good. But you say pneumonia, and I'm like, whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. 30s, 40s, 50s, and up, they will kill you, but not on purpose. No one knows what a boy is worth. We'll have to wait and see. But every man is a noble place, and a boy once used to be is a boy once used to be. Oh, okay, that's a sweet saying. Making sweet potato pies now. I'll be cooking until Thanksgiving. Oh goodness, I thought about making sweet potato pies. I got sweet potatoes in the ground out there. If I decide I want one, but I'm really the only one that likes them, and I don't want. I'm not trying to eat all that food. I'm gonna make apple pie for my family because they love it, and it'll be gone. We'll have apple pie for Thanksgiving dinner, and that'll be it. It'll be gone. There won't be any leftovers. But sweet potato pie, hmm, I'll be eating it for a week if I make it, and I love it. I do. I love mine anyway. Not everybody knows how to make a sweet potato pie, but everybody thinks they can. Isn't that funny? That's the thing about cooking. People think they can cook, and you eat the food and you be going, oh, that's good. And you be thinking, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to get the boys to cook breakfast because that would be fun. Headed back out to the chicken coop in a few. Okay, GT Jr. Got the new Android tablet I'm installing or whatever. Okay, nice. I reckon I do have a tablet over there. Well, I don't have a tablet. I have an iPad. I have an old iPad, like the second iteration, maybe the third iteration, but yeah, early iPad. This. And I don't use it. Hardly at all. I don't remember the last time I used it. I want to, but I don't. Cream square. No sweet potato pie for me. I like pumpkin pie. I don't much care for pumpkin pie, but yeah, GT. When are we gonna get a full tour of the coop? Why you gotta drink lots of teas? Take zinc and keep your immune system up. That is true. I'm drinking a lot of tea. I'm not taking zinc, but I am drinking a lot of tea, and I'm trying to keep my immune system up. I'm doing my immune boosters. For real, for real. I'm going to the wife's sister's house for the holiday. I want to try and make chicken stuffing from a box. Don't do that. And cans of chicken. Okay, then go ahead and do that. If you must, you do that. If you must. That was one of the things that on the list that I said I'm not making the stuffing or dressing either. Well, since we're not having a bird, I'm definitely not making stuffing, but dressing. I if I make dressing, I usually make dressing and giblet gravy um together because they're basically the same. And but we're not having turkey, so we're not having giblets, so we're not having dressing and giblet gravy. I never forget the first Thanksgiving I spent with my husband's family. I was appalled when his open a can of green beans, heat it up in the microwave and sit on the table. What? Yeah, that part. When I get done, I was just talking to the wife about when it will be the first day of them going out to the coop. Oh, cool. When is it going to be the first day? Yeah, yeah. Well, I used my homemade vanilla and ground up a whole nutmeg, crossing my fingers that it tastes unique and scrumptious. Okay, nutmeg is pretty strong, so don't overdo it. The coop is a real learning curve for me and doing other stuff too. ADHD has me all over the place. At least add diced onions, red pepper to it, GT Jr. GT Jr. Do you know how to make dressing? Do you know how to make stuffing? I have a great recipe for a whole lot of stuffing, but it's not a good recipe for a little bit of stuffing because it starts with a half a bag of Pepperidge Farm herb seasoning stuffing mix. A half a bag of that because it has really nice flavor to it. um, a half a pan of cornbread, and a half a pan of biscuits. And those are your dry ingredients that you start with. I don't use breadcrumbs. That's what I use. And you crumble it all up together for the bread part of it. And that's why I say it's great for a big pan of dressing, because it's a lot. It's a lot. And then all the other stuff, you use onions and celery and garlic and any other kind of vegetables that you want to put in there. But onions and celery and garlic are absolutely necessary. um, you can use chicken stock, but I use the giblets, so I make my stock from the giblets. And I usually add additional chicken stock to that. You need a whole stick of butter. You need 3 boiled eggs and 3 raw eggs. What else do I put in there? I add in a half a pound of cooked sausage of your choice. I use the Jimmy Dean one because that's the one I like. And what else I put in there? Seasoning. You need poultry seasoning, sage, celery seed, or celery flakes. I prefer the flakes, but if you use fresh celery, you don't really have to have it. Salt and pepper. What else? I need to write this down. And did I say a whole stick of butter? You need a stick of butter. Yeah, that's about everything. I don't cook the vegetables. I just put them in there raw, but I chop them a lot. I don't use chicken or turkey in mine, but except for the giblets. I don't use the liver though, because I don't like liver, so I don't use the liver, but I use the gizzard and the heart and the neck and the meat from the neck. Yeah, and you use chicken broth. Do not use water. Use real butter. Exactly. That part. I don't like the peppers, so I don't add peppers to mine. But yes, peppers would be good in it if you like peppers. And so you cook the meat first, and you cook it a lot because you want a lot of the collagen and stuff from the bones. So from the neck. So you cook that, and you cook that with onion and celery and garlic and poultry seasoning. You season it. And then once the meat is thoroughly cooked, you take it out of that broth, and you take the meat off the bone from the neck, and you take the heart and the gizzard and you chop that up, and you take the vegetables that you cooked in with that, and you chop that up too. Um, and you put all of that back in the pot, and you put it back on the stove, and you add to that your stick of butter. You peel those boiled eggs and you chop them up. You add that to your dry ingredients. Let me see what else we got. And all the vegetables that you chop up, you add it up. You mix all that stuff up together, and you pour the liquid in with that, and then you add more chicken broth to that, and you mix it all up until it's the right consistency, and then you add 3 raw eggs to it, and you can continue to mix it up, and then you put it in a pan, And then you cut up another stick of butter. It has a lot of butter. Mine has a lot of butter in it. Um, you can either do that or you can add the butter to the broth that you made. And when you pour that into that hot broth into that mixture and you mix it all in, you're adding butter into it. But you save about a cup of that mixture, that liquid, because you're going to use that to make your gravy with. Yeah, that part. And then after you get all that mixed up together, you take about a cup of that mixture and you put it in with a cup of your gravy mixture because that's what you're going to use to thicken that up with. Yeah, that part. See, there you go. I know how to open a box of stuff and see, it ain't going to be. Okay, open a box of stuff and add well, let me see what you should add to it. Some chicken stock, some cream of chicken soup, some cream of onion soup. Nah, it's gonna be too oniony. Some cream of chicken soup, and mix those together and add that to your box of stuffing, and add your chicken into that, and call it done. Bake it until it's brown on top and not soft and gooey on the inside. You don't want it to be gooey. You want it to be not dry, but not gooey. That part. Our highest temp this week will be 29. Celery. Yeah. Chop up some fresh celery. Whoever's cooking turkey, it's time to take it out the freezer. You know what? Whoever's cooking mac and cheese, it's time to take the milk out the freezer. Because you know what? Don't nobody in my family, my household, drink milk. The only time we use milk is when I make mac and cheese. And last time my son came home, oh, and mac and cheese and or pancakes. Last time my son came home, he said he wanted pancakes. I bought milk. Then he didn't come home. Last time he said he was going to come home. Then he didn't come home. So I had half a gallon of milk that I ended up putting in the freezer. And so I need to take it out the freezer so it's ready for mac and cheese. Yes, add diced celery and use the leaves on top. Chop them leaves up and add them. Cream of something. Yeah, you can use cream of chicken soup or cream of, yeah, something. If he's going to use a box, he might as well open a can to add some flavor to that box. Don't use water. Whatever you do, don't use water. And that'll help give it the right consistency so you don't have to add raw eggs. Yeah, turkey does take a long time to thaw. What's your temperature and how are you? You can type in exclamation point weather space and your zip code, and Nightbot will give you your weather. Cream of mushroom, cream of celery. If you like, yeah, cream of celery would do good. A cream of celery would be really nice, actually. Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 51 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. And the current humidity is 78%. My sinuses are itchy. It's like, that's why I think, oh, you know what? I need to put my diffuser on. The air in here gets a little bit dry sometimes. That's why I think Alaska is a trip to live in being a gardener. Shoot. 51 is nice. And it's nighttime there too. Nice. Add extra yolks for richness. Yeah, that's true. But then what do you do with the whites, Mike? Bella said, I'll eat them. Say it again, please. The lows will be 27 by Monday, GTG. Yeah. It same here. We're gonna have lows in the around 30 um by Monday. So definitely gotta pull my citrus in. See, now I'm cold again. Hot again, cold again. Yeah. Gotta pull my citrus into the garage, which I didn't do this last week. Well, I should have, but I didn't, and luckily it didn't get down that cold. What does this thing say? Oh, I don't know what it says. I know what it doesn't say. Say it again, please. Say it one more time, please. Box stuffing, cream of chicken soup, broth, diced onions, and celery. Cream of cream of chicken soup or cream of celery soup. Yeah, broth and your can of chicken. Milk to make pancakes. Wow, I've been doing it all wrong. What do you use to make pancakes with? GT Junior. I mean, I had all the other stuff. I had flour and um oil and eggs and everything else. I just didn't have milk. I use milk to make pancakes. And I use milk to make mac and cheese, and I make use milk to make um potato soup. Hey, Auntie Ellen, I was talking about you the other night with my bag, um, because it's got my yarn in it. It is the perfect size for what I needed it. Oh yeah, and butter. You can put the butter in it, or you can cut the butter up and put it on the top of it before you bake it, and let it soak in, and that's gonna be good. Yes, Mike. Yes. Oh yeah, you have to put a space between the weather and your zip. I have to get back to the coop. Listening while phone transfers data to the tablet indoors. Listening. Okay. Thank you, GT, for coming in. Thank you for the support and for listening in. And I hope you got to let us know how your dressing turns out. Let's say, open the box. Use some cream of chicken soup and chicken broth and butter, some celery, some onions, and your chicken and butter. Don't forget the butter. Weather. Long Beach. Cloudy with a temperature of 68. The wind is blowing from the southwest at 9 miles per hour. The current humidity is 87%. Excuse me, people. I'm sorry. That one caught up with me. Mm-hmm. Auntie Ellen. Hey. Yes. Whip the whites to fluff to use to make extra fluffy pancakes. You know what? I've never done that. I've never done that. Made those extra fluffy pancakes. I've seen people make them all the time. The big fluffy pancakes. I've seen people make them. I'm like, yeah, yeah. or use egg whites in a cocktail. Okay, I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna pretend I know what that is. Gin Fizz uses egg white. I don't know nothing about that. Whiskey said, I don't know nothing about that. Spark 369. Hey. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. Mike, those drinks. Those drinks. Okay. I need to get more water because I just finished my water. Ugh. I don't know why I put that blanket aside. Auntie Ellen, you see my blanket I'm working on? It's pretty. Uh-huh. It's a star blanket. It's pretty colors. I don't know why I put it down. I was working on it and then I put it down. I think I did 3 rows, 4 rows, 3 rows. I need to finish that row at least before I get off of here. Um, I think I got cold. I think that's what happened. And I went to put my clothes on. Yeah, it's a star blanket. It's pretty. I really do like the colors. Um, I'm excited for it. I hope to finish it this week. I'm sure I will. I don't have a lot to do this week, so well, I got a little bit to do, but not a lot. I mean, actually, it's so funny. When I think about what I have to do, it feels like a lot. But then it's like it's not a lot. It's just going to take me a long time to do it because I move slow. I move really, really slow. So it's gonna take me a long time to do what I have to do. But in between getting things done, I can work on the blanket because working on that is like a break. That part. It's really just like taking a break. Oh. Can't believe I'm out. I'm just about out of water. Well, yeah, just about out of water. Having a new great great grandson in the spring, going to crochet and Afghan. This is a pretty one. This is going to be a baby blanket. It's not going to be huge, huge, but it's going to be a decent size. Um, the pattern is by Yarn Inspirations. It's free. It's just a 7 point star blanket. I did not use the color combinations that they recommend. Um, but I have my favorites. I have to admit, I have my favorites when it comes to baby blankets. I almost always will do a little V stitch blanket if it's if it's a not a family member. If it's not a family member and it's a gift, and I'm in a crunch to do it to get it done, almost always will go. That's my go to blanket. But if it's a family member, sometimes I will pick a more complicated pattern. Um, Especially more complicated color changes, different more colors instead of having maybe a single color v-stitch like a blue blanket with a white border for a boy or a pink blanket with a white border for a girl. I'll do something a little bit more involved with that if it's a family member um, blanket. um, the which one The drunken granny. Have y'all done the drunken granny stitch blanket? That one works up really fast and is really nice. Great, 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 great grand. Cool. But yeah, the drunken granny stitch. If you haven't look that one up. If you've never done it before, it's a pretty blanket. I made one at some point. I think there may be a video on my page with that one. I'm not for sure, but I really do like that stitch, the drunken granny stitch. Um, and my son's blanket that I made for him. This is a I want to say it's a king size, but it might be a queen size. It's huge. I use the blanket stitch. I like the ripple stitch in 3 colors of blue and, of course, baby quilt. 6 living generations. I have one other great great. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. The ripple stitch. Oh yeah. In 3 colors of blue. Oh, that what was that color? White water? Was it called white water? I don't remember. I forgot what it was called. The colors that I used for my sister's cardigan. I forgot what it was called, but that was a pretty color. I called it green, but everybody else was calling it blue. It looked green to me. Yeah. Yeah. For the cloud stitch. For Austin's blanket, I did the cloud stitch. Um, and that was nice. That one came out nice too. It didn't take me that long to do, and that was a pretty big blanket because it was 6 feet. It was more than 6 feet because he's 6 feet tall, and so I wanted to be long enough for him. And I did that one in green and gold. Y'all saw that one. It was the green and gold one I did. I think I put his initials on it. If I had a kid at 18 and they did too, their kid as well would be great grandpa. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking my nephew is 10 years younger than me, and his daughter is, I don't know how old she is. Well, anyways, yeah, that part. But so yeah, I have a couple of great nieces. Is that right? My nephew's daughter, my niece's daughter, and my other niece's son, that generation. So that kid, and then because my sister's 10 years. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm getting it. My oldest sister is 10 years, would be 10 years older than me, and her son is 10 years younger than me. So my sister and I will be the same generation, but we're 10 years apart. And so he's 10 years younger than me, and then his child is younger than that. I don't know how old she is. She's the same age as my children though. His children and my children are the same age. I cannot my sister's kids exactly. They will be my greats. So I have great great nieces and nephews. But my sister's daughter has a step, I don't know. She has a granddaughter. That would be my great great. Her husband's daughter has a child. So that would be my great great niece. I'm just trying to get it's trying to I'm like, wait a minute. I can't keep up with it. Oh. Yeah. Her yeah. Actually she has two kids now. Two girls. So I have two great greats. Got two great greats. Wow. I'm getting old. Those are nieces though, not grands. And I've got four grands. Ripple Stitch has the chevron effect. I made first one 54 years ago when I was pregnant with my only son. Wow. I have never done the Ripple Stitch. I've never done a chevron um blanket. The closest I've come is the star with because it does have the down up. But I've never done the Ripple Stitch. Um but I think I could do it now that I've done the star. I'm working on like my third star blanket. Um, so yeah, I think I could do it now. But that pretty was the Ripple Stitch was one of the popular blankets back in the day. My sister's done one, my mom's done one. I never learned how to do it. Probably because I couldn't sit still long enough to learn the stitch. That would be me. But yeah, I love making baby blankets. So I don't know, it's something about them. I think it's probably because it's one of the things that I've made. I've made them like pretty much my whole life. I remember making a baby blanket for my niece when she was born, and then Ripple was the first stitch I learned to make at 8. Yeah, yeah. I remember making um the blanket I did for my niece. That was a granny square blanket. The one where you have the little rosette in the middle, and then you have a border around that. And I made the little squares. They were just little bitty things, little rose. We didn't know it was a boy or girl, so we had a little pink rose and a little blue border around them. And then I don't remember how many it was, but it was a lot. And then I sewed them all together. I crocheted them all together, and that was a really nice blanket. I used to make cashmere baby blankets as a kid. My mom would say she made them for baby showers. Ah, you made them and your mom claimed them? That is crazy. My first Ripple Stitch was a single crochet. Now I'm lazy and do double crochet. I prefer quilting. That is so funny. I was talking about my friend earlier who only does single crochet. He only does single crochet and he only does a knit stitch when he knits. And he makes lots of blankets. He mostly only make blankets uh, from that. Um, but you know what? You get quite you get bleh, you get better at it and quicker at it. I'm can my words are merging together. Uh, but yeah, she was the worst. She took credit for your work. That's something now that she took credit for it. Yeah. But yeah, I remember making baby blankets for lots and lots of people over the years. And the funny part about it is, I really didn't start um, taking pictures of the things that I was making until about 2011. I want to say 2009, 2011 is when I first found Ravelry. Gosh, I cannot speak tonight, y'all. When I first found Ravelry is when I first started taking pictures of the things I made. So I have no record whatsoever of any of those early blankets that I made because I never took any pictures. I made the blankets, I gave them away. I made blankets and I gave them away. I didn't have patterns for them and I didn't take any pictures of them. There's just no record. Um, and then I found Ravelry, or Ravelry found me. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. And I started taking pictures of it. And that's really when I started, recording some of the blankets that I made. And I had been making blankets for years. I mean, 30 plus years at that point. So, yeah. Yeah, we used to make shawls and ponchos and hats. Not the ruffle hats like they make now, but the floppy hats. Used to make the floppy ruffle hats and stuff. No pictures, no record. I have a few old pictures of me and my niece wearing some sweaters that I crocheted um, somewhere. I'm not even sure where those pictures are because they were. Um, you remember 110 cameras? The little pocket cameras, 110 cameras. Now y'all got to be old to remember those. I had one of those. My dad had one of those, and he gave it to me. Actually, I still have it somewhere. I think it's on the shelf over there in the box. The Kodak 110 pocket cameras. They're about this big. The one that didn't have the flash. I had one of those, and so a lot of them, when you get that film, and you drop that cartridge in it and you would take pictures, and I still have those things. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? I still have one of those cameras. Um then they got fancy and they added the flash onto it, and so it made it from like this big to like this big. But yeah, very cool, Darcia. I learned to knit and crochet at 4 with my grandma. We weren't allowed to watch TV during the week. Who are you kidding, Auntie Ellen? They didn't have TVs back then. I know 110 cameras. My daughter is your age. I'm, I'm just messing with you. We only had 3 channels anyway. So he was like, I found one on my desk, finally tossed it, never ever used it. Oh my gosh, I still have mine. I'm not ever going to throw it away because it was my dad's. And like I said, it's still in the box. The Kodak box that it came in with the styrofoam cutouts is still in the box. And you could buy the flip flash that would snap on top of it. That's not my only old camera either. I wish I had the old 35 millimeter camera that was my dad's, but I don't have that. But yeah, my dad was the picture taking guy, and so he did have a camera. I'm trying to downsize. I'm proud of you, Mike. Our TV had radio and record player too, and a big floor model console. Ooh, I used to have, I don't know where it is. I dream about it sometimes. That's a whole nother story. I used to have an old TV console that my dad had taken the TV out. It had doors that opened on the front and it had, the little legs on the bottom. It was up off of the floor, but it was the console housing for the TV as a piece of furniture. That I had it for years. That I don't know what ever happened to it, and I'm mad about it now because I wish I still had it. But yeah, and it had doors that opened up, and it had a the TV was on one side, and you're right, the record player and the radio was on the other side of it, and it opened and closed up. And I had that as a piece of furniture when I was in college. That was one of the pieces I had where he had taken that out and had refinished the frame because it was wood. It was nice. It was a solid piece. Yeah. It's funny how I just now remember that. I remember the Polaroid cameras with the ice cube looking, but yes, that was a flash, and they turned. The flash turned. It had like four uses on it before you threw it away. Oh, you talking about the disposable cameras that you could take to the store and the little disposable ones? Those were like 35 millimeters. These were before that, Mike. Yeah, y'all are funny. One person's trash is another person's treasure. That is true. Look, y'all, I'm gonna have to get off of here. I'm gonna go ahead and give a 1 minute warning. I'm sorry I didn't give you much more time than that, but I'm kind of tired. But yeah, it was nice wood. Those console TVs. It's so funny. My dad was a TV repair person on the side growing up. And so people would bring him their old TVs. And sometimes they would bring them because they wanted them repaired. Sometimes they would just bring it to him for parts because they figured it couldn't be repaired, and they knew that if he might could find something use out of it. If he didn't, he'd just throw it away. And so we had a lot of TVs around. We had a lot of TVs around. I don't know that we ever bought a TV until years later when he stopped doing the repair work. Old stuff equals dollars. It might. I had both. Yeah. Yeah. I still have my 110 too, Darcia. And you're right, Mike. I did have the disposable one. I actually may have a still have a disposable camera now. We bought disposable cameras back in the day when ever there was an event, we would buy disposable cameras and put them in a bowl. And just whenever people would come in, we're like, grab a camera, take some pictures. And they would take pictures, and then they would leave, they would drop it back in the bowl, and we would just go and get it developed. And that's how we would get pictures for our events. And instead of hiring a photographer, you just give everybody a disposable camera. And they weren't that expensive. You could buy, 10 or 15 of them and put them in a big old bowl and stuff. And just tell people, take pictures, take pictures. But yeah. And they took pretty decent pictures too. We grew up having that kind of TV. Yeah. Hmm. All right, guys. It's been good. Thank you guys for coming. I will be around. That's how I started collecting vintage sewing machines. I had 35 total, not all old before I downsized. I still have a vintage sewing machine, Auntie Ellen, in a table, in a cabinet that you lift the top off and pull the machine out of. I still have one of that. And it's got all the little gadgets and things that you can put in there to make different embroidery shapes and things and stuff. So, but anyway, I appreciate y'all for being here. I will be back on live next Monday night at 11 Central Time. And otherwise, I will see you in the streets. Thank everybody for coming in, and have a good evening. Bye, y'all.